This is Dean Graziosi. Welcome back to this week's blog. Okay, I gave you a challenge last week to go on a news diet, to not read the newspaper, to not watch TV, to not talk about the news, because there's so much negativity in the news. You need a break from it so you could focus on what's right with you, what's right with the world, what you could be grateful for. I know it's not easy, but I hope that you did it. I also told you, again, not to have conversations with people about negative news. So here's the second part of the challenge. I want you to go another week without watching the news, without reading the newspaper, and without talking to people about negative news. But I want you to add one more thing to it. I want you to eliminate for the next week the people in your life that are negative, or just don't have negative conversations with them. If you go to work and you have a lunch break with a guy that, or woman that you talk about how your boss is bad, the economy's bad, the president's bad, the stimulus money's bad, interest rates are bad, the housing rates are bad, you can't do it. You take this challenge for me. No negative conversations in the next week. And here's what you need to think about. When something negative pops in your head, I want you to instantly think of 3 things that happened positive in the last day or 2. There's always something. Don't say nothing good happens to me, because it could be the littlest thing. How about waking up that morning? If you want to boil it down to the last thing that you could find to be positive for, that you're waking up on American soil and you can breathe and you're alive. There's so many other things. I don't want you to compare to other people, but think about the world and how many people are struggling. I want you to find something to be positive about. So you're going to go on a total 2-week news diet, but the next week you're going to go on a negative conversation diet. Not your mother, your spouse, your in-laws, your kids, nothing. If it starts, I want you to have a little button that goes, I can't do this. I challenged myself. Don't even worry about me. Challenge yourself not to talk negative for the next week. So no negative news, no negative newspapers, no negative conversations, no negative people, and focus all your energy on what you can find right with your life. Focus on all the things you can be grateful for. I know one of the things, sometimes I get down, guys. I sit up here every week looking like I got all the answers. I got it all figured out. Dean's life is perfect. Guys, I work on this stuff every day. Do you know why I could sit here and never use scripts and just talk about it every week? Because I have to practice this stuff. If I don't, I could slide right down the slippery slope that some of you might feel you're on. So this isn't just a bunch of, self-help, personal development garbage. These are things I use every single day. So replace the news, replace the negative conversation with things to be grateful for. I know one thing I always look back on is when my daughter was born, I thought it was going to be life-changing. I thought it would be amazing. But I had no idea what it was going to be like. The day I could sit here, I don't know if you could see it on camera. I have goosebumps right now. When my daughter was born and they placed her on my wife's stomach, and I looked at my daughter and I said, oh my God, that's my child. I'm responsible for her. I love her more than I could have ever thought I could love anything immediately. And not that everybody feels that way, but I did. And I look back, how grateful am I that I had that little girl? I have goosebumps on my face right now because I can feel it. I can relive it. So don't tell me you don't have anything to be grateful for. That first job, that first date, your first child, things that you've accomplished, people that you've helped that nobody even knows, that woman that you held the door for, or lend somebody money without telling anybody, or whatever you've done, you're grateful for something, find it and replace it over the next 2 weeks. That's my challenge. Anybody who does it, I want you to write below, tell me how you're going through it, how you're doing it. It's going to be odd because you're going to be in certain conversations that you might have to get up and leave. Or you might be talking to somebody and go, hey, I really can't talk about that right now. Or how about spinning it on people and go, hey, we always talk about things negative. Let's talk about 3 things we like. Fishing, hunting, skating, ski boarding. I don't care what it is. Do it. It'll change your life. Talk to you next week.